the Zoning Board of Appeals. Please silence all cell phones and note that this meeting is being taped by FCTV. If there's any private party recording this hearing, please step up to the podium and request permission. I'll introduce the board and staff. On my far right is on time, Mr. Mark Finneran. To his left is Scott Peterson, and to my right we have Frank Duffy, the clerk. I'm Suzanne Murphy, the chair. To my left is James Morris, vice chair. Then we have Tony Pertucci, an associate, and Nick Haney, associate, Noreen Stockman, zoning administrator, and Ashley DeMello, office assistant. The Zoning Board of Appeals is charged with applying the state zoning statutes as well as the town zoning bylaws in reviewing and voting on applications. All decisions are made through the public hearing process. Our goal is to hear testimony from the applicants and the public and to allow a full and fair discussion of the project prior to closing the hearing process and reaching a decision. Number one, to begin each hearing, the clerk will read the public announcement for the hearing and read pertinent information from the file. Two, the applicant or the applicant's representative will then have 15 minutes to make a presentation, but time may be extended by vote of the board. Three, the board will then question the applicant. Four, the public will then be invited to comment. Comment should be limited to 2 minutes and be strictly related to the proposal. All members of the public wishing to speak should wait to be recognized by the chair and should come to the podium. State your name and address for the record and speak into the mic, and it will not amplify your voice, and record audio for FCTV viewers. But before we start any hearings, there's a time where you can come up to the podium if anyone has public comment, but with nothing on our agenda. Everybody all set? So at a request, we're going to take 07925 494 Tommy B. Landers Road first. If that's all right with everyone up here. I didn't ask Mark.
Ask me what? I was busy eating my treat.
You got the right one first, Frank?
Yeah. You ready?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, the first one is application number 79 of the year 2025. Seth Adams is the representative, and Katomet Sawmill Realty LLC is the owner of the property. They've applied to the Falmouth Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to section 246.3B of the Falmouth zoning bylaw to construct a new 42 by 88 storage building on the property. The property is located at 494 Thomas B. Landers Road, East Falmouth. The zoning district is light industrial A. The overlay district is the West Falmouth Harbor Coastal Pond Overlay District. Current use is a sawmill with accessory structures. The existing structures total 29,538 square feet. There are several previous zoning board of appeals decisions with respect to this property, but the most recent one was in the year 2022, and it was for an 8-bay contractor building. The lot size is 7.4 acres, which is actually 323,546 square feet. The minimum lot size in the district is 40,000 square feet, so they got plenty of land. Street frontage, 316 feet. The requirement is 150 feet. Thomas B. Landers Road is a public right-of-way. Lot coverage by structure is currently 9.1%. It would be increased by this requested building to 10.3%. The limit is 40%. Lot coverage by structure, parking, and paving is currently 20.4%. It would be increased to 21.9%. The zoning bylaw provides a limit of 70%. There are no noted nonconformities on the property. The proposed building is 23 feet 8 inches. We have references from engineering who asked us to consider stormwater runoff and erosion and sediment control. The Board of Health, we didn't hear from them. Conservation has no comment. The Water Department noted that there is no water service to this proposed building, and a new service may be required. We don't know whether it is or not. Building Department had no comment. The Planning Board has informed us that they have given a site approval on October 21, 2025 with conditions. And as far as letters in the file, we have none noted either in opposition or support.
For the record, my name's Seth Adams, Thomas Sawmill Realty Trust. As Mr. Duffy mentioned, I was last here in front of the board for this structure right here, 8-bay contractor bay building, which we permitted and then constructed. And we are back in front of the board to build, or for hopeful permission to build this building. As Mr. Duffy mentioned, 3,692 square feet, 42 by 88, 4-bay storage building. 2 overhead doors here facing Thomas Landers, at the grade of Thomas Landers, not kind of down at the lower elevation that the previous 8-bay building was permitted, and 2 overhead doors here facing towards our yard. They'll be used for wood storage in the back here, and we've designed and have gone through with the planning board and hope for permission here for potential rental of these 2 bays. As noted in the dialogue, we are not planning a water service here. They are strictly storage bays, so heat and electricity only. And we have gone through, and frankly, almost all of the discussion with the planning board revolved around drainage. And I know that was brought up in the dialogue. And our final plans, which were approved by both the DPW and the planning board, we have reduced the drainage, frankly, as much as humanly possible based on a pervious surface of gravel with no subgrade material. So we're basically putting gravel on existing glacial till for maximum perviousness through the stone. And frankly, that's what's out there now. It's dirt. And the stone will just help kind of mitigate any dust in the middle of summer and make it just a little bit more easy to keep flat. But generally speaking, our goal is to not add any perviousness, and we've worked through that with the engineering and the planning board, and the drainage structures are essentially just for roof runoff, and they're designed as such. So we do have an existing special permit that's number 06222, the latest version of it. And essentially we're looking for an update to that special permit to include this building. I think that's all I got.
You want to start off?
Why not? The last, was it 8 units that you built? Are those all rented?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously there's a need for more. It's exactly the intention of this section of town. And I mean, I've known your family for decades. They're hardworking, intelligent, and honest, and you've already proven many times over that you have the ability to manage this, and or what you have, and I have no reason to doubt that anything would change.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I had no issues. I guess just could you give me a little more color? You're looking to rent 2 bays of the building, and there's no fire suppression, there's no water being fed there. I guess for the renters, what type of folks are renting from you? That the place burns down, they can't stop it.
I mean, there's fire alarm. We're building to the building code. Any structure less than 7,500 square feet does not require a fire suppression system. We're not building to 7499. We're building to a structure that fits on our footprint and kind of works within the travel paths of the property and the topography, et cetera. The existing retaining walls are there. We're not trying to expand anything, so this is just a size that fits.
Yeah, no,
Your point is fair.
Yeah.
The demising walls are, well, they're technically not 1 hour rated by code. They are built to a 1 hour rating standard, 5/8 on either side, insulated, framed. And, yeah, no, a fair assessment, but, you know, we've got a hydrant on site now, just based on all the other.
Oh, okay. No, everything's fine. I just, that was more of personal interest
Yep.
than anything else, so
Yep, fair.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
Frank, do you have anything?
Not at the present time, no.
Will you show me on the plan where the hydrant is? That was my question, too. These,
Yeah.
no, there's no sprinklers or anything like that planned, right?
No.
Like, nothing?
Wait, is there one here, Nate?
Right at the
Right
top
here.
end of the bay.
Yeah, like right here. So it's down, it's a slope from the back side of this building to this drive, probably 10 feet of slope, walkable, across a flat drive, and it's like in this area right here. There actually is like a gravel drive a gravel access path right here, and it's, kind of right there. So it's probably 125 feet from the building.
That's good.
Because we didn't hear from fire department at all.
We did not.
No.
They weighed in at the planning, tracked them down, and there was no comment. Not that this plan's changed anything, but, and I realize it's not the same. You need 2 reviews probably, but.
Just makes me nervous, that's all. Jim, do you have anything?
No, I don't have any questions. The concerns have been addressed with previous questions. I think there could be some permissible use issues, but that's an enforcement issue down the road, so I have no questions. It's an industrial zone, and this is, I believe, a proper place for this.
Tony?
I'm not really sure why you're here. Is this a permitted use? Evidently not.
No.
Is it a special permit use?
Yes, that's why I'm here.
And I'm asking, I'm leading into where I'm going to go with this.
Yeah.
If it's a special permit use, is it a lumber use? Because you said you were going to be renting out 2 bays. Will those 2 bays require special permits as well?
As far as I understand, in my interpretation, the answer is yes.
So they would have to come before us before you could rent it to them?
Sorry, no. No. For the lumber purpose, no, that's not rented, because that.
All right, so let me back up, because I really don't understand. I truly don't understand. And I think you're wonderful.
I'm here because, as I read it, contractor yard is a special, is an approved use
is.
with a special permit, and
Yes.
that's what I'm looking for approval on.
So you're looking at, this is a contractor's yacht, so I need to know that,
Yeah,
because it says storage building, but you're going to be using this as a contractor yard facility. My concern is you're going to rent out 2 bays, which theoretically may not be permittable uses, maybe require special permitted uses. And if they are special permitted uses, you can't rent them until those tenants come here and get a special permit. Am I correct?
or I have to come and get one
Or
because.
you have to, whoever does.
Yeah, and I realize that, that not every single potential renter is straight up allowed uses here.
Okay.
If I want to build bombs, I got to come probably get a use, even if it's legal. If I want to have, I don't know, we've got a long list of potential
Just
tenants,
one.
and most of them fit straight down the middle of exactly what we're trying to do and intermingle well with the tenants that we already have there. I'm a contractor, for example. I have I have a bay in one of our already existing buildings. We've got another guy who does sewer treatment plants and builds sewer treatment plants, a contractor. He's got a bay there. So do a couple other builders, a painter. Those uses are already permitted on all the structures we already have. And like I say, we have a list of people who want space for the exact same reason. I don't want to name uses that may or may not be allowed without special permit, but I do know that a long list of people that we do want there are allowed if granted this special permit.
Before Mr. Finneran steps in here, because I do want to come back to this, don't misunderstand me. I think you have a wonderful business there.
Yeah.
So, but there are things that if this is approved, that I might suggest going to conditions within the decision. That's all. I just, why I bring them up.
No, it's fair, and I appreciate the conversation.
Go ahead and interrupt.
I think just the extra level is to ensure that, like you said, people aren't there making bombs or whatever. I mean, this area of the town is intended for contractor yards, and that's how they're using it, but it's not unlimited, is the way I interpret it anyway.
Madam Chair, the reason I asked the question is because the planning board approved it as storage space. There was no mention of a contractor's yard in any of the approvals, and I did not understand what the applicant was applying for to use this as. Makes all the sense in the world that it's being used as a contractor yard. If any of the bays that he rents out require special permits versus a by right use of it, he or those tenants have to come back here. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Nick, you good? Anybody else have any further questions?
No.
Anybody from the public want to speak on this? I think we're good. Yeah, it just still bothers me with the fire park. Go ahead.
Motion to close testimony?
You're on that. We have a motion to close. Are you all set?
I'm all set.
Testimony.
Testimony. I almost forgot myself. All those in favor? And everybody's all set, right?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
No additional
We're not done.
We're not done yet. That was just to close.
Oh, sorry.
Any discussion? We're all set? All right.
motion to approve with conditions.
Second that.
Want to do findings?
Before you do,
Yeah,
can I interject something?
Yeah.
When we talk about conditions, I would like the board to consider the fact that there should be a condition that provides for any non-by right uses of those bays have to come back to this board for a special permit. I mean, that doesn't always happen. I mean, we talk about enforcement, but, does it get enforced? I don't know. So I just want the board to consider that before you get into that.
I'd just like to make a comment, too, that in reviewing this application, you're dealing with a section of the zoning bylaw that's, quite frankly, ambiguous. And now, this board has granted you a previous permit for that 8-bay accessory building. The planning board has given you site plan review, but there's enough ambiguity in this bylaw that somebody else down the line may disagree. And as Mr. Morse has pointed out, you may have some issues later on with compliance, but you'll have to deal with that down the road.
That's fair.
All right. Under section 246.3B, uses in a light industrial A district, permitted uses in accessory, accessory buildings are permitted. However, you have a situation here where it's going to be a contractor's yard, and that is just by special permit. So that's why you're here, because of the special permit required for the contractor's yard purpose. Now, it's a special permit with no special considerations, except there's one of which I'll mention at the end. Under section 240.12.1E, we make the determination that the site is adequate for the proposed use, it is suitable for the proposed use. There's no testimony of that there'll be a negative impact on traffic flow and safety. There's no testimony there'll be a negative impact on neighborhood visual character, views, and vistas. There's adequate sewage disposal. In fact, there's apparently no sewage disposal at all. Utilities are fine, and this will not affect the supply of affordable housing because residential uses are not allowed in this district. You also I believe, need a special permit under section 240.11.5A2, because in an industrial light A district, your maximum building height is 22 feet, but you're asking for 23 feet 8 inches, and we are allowed to grant you a special permit provided you have a lot of 2 acres or more, and you have 7.4 acres, so you do qualify for that special permit.
Great.
Do we need to amend to include both?
Yeah, we got to, the decision's got to reflect 2 special
Okay.
permits.
And that's findings.
Findings.
So we can put that in conditions? Or do we need to amend the whole application to have both?
I think we just made the finding because it's a necessary component of
so
what he's doing.
it's in
So
findings,
it would go
okay.
yes, in the findings, right,
Okay.
yes, excuse me.
Can I add something else?
Yeah, go for it.
Board had a question or concern about fire suppression. Applicant's testimony was that fire department appeared during the planning board review, and they're satisfied will have to be built in accordance with state building code.
All right, conditions.
Oh, another finding, no opposition appeared at public hearing.
Thank you.
And you had the height in the findings of the building, 23?
23 feet, 8 inches, is that correct, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so over 22 in a light industrial aid district, you need that special permit, but he's got more than 2 acres, so we can grant it.
All right, so conditions, per plans, all boards, the site plan, construction hours. That's about it.
Applicant or tenants shall be responsible for obtaining additional special permits for
Yeah.
zoning for any non-by-right use.
And what was, that's what Tony's was.
That's what his
Okay.
concern was.
Can you think of anything else, Noreen? No? I think we're all set? Everybody all set?
Yeah.
We'll vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none. We're all set. All right. Where did it go? There it is. Now we go back. Next up, we have 07825, 123 Crystal Springs Ave, North Falmouth, the Dennison.
Okay, this is application 078 of the year 2025. Timothy B. Dennison, trustee, has applied to the Falmouth Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to sections 240.10.2A and 240.11.3A4 of the Falmouth zoning bylaw to raise and rebuild the existing non-conforming single-family dwelling and exceed 20% lot coverage by structure. The zoning district is RC. The overlay district is Wild Harbor Coastal Pond Overlay District. It's also a nitrogen-sensitive area. The existing structure is a single-family dwelling, 3-bedroom, 1,080 square feet. The proposal is a single-family dwelling, 3-bedroom, 2,438 square feet. No previous decisions of the Zoning Board of Appeals noted. The lot is 10,450 square feet in a zoning district which currently requires 40,000 square feet. Street frontage is 110 feet in a zoning district which currently requires 100 feet. Crystal Spring Avenue at this location is a public right-of-way. The existing lot coverage by structure is 10.3%. It was increased to 23.3%. The limit is 20%, but we're allowed to grant a special permit up to 25%. The average lot coverage by structure in this zoning district, according to the worksheet provided, is 20.61%. Lot coverage by structure, parking, and paving is currently 13.6%. It would be increased to 33.7%. The limit is 40%, so it's within limits. The existing structure is non-conforming in one respect. The setback from the street is 23.6 feet in the zoning district, which currently requires 25 feet. But we're informed, and Mr. Clara will confirm, that the new building will conform to zoning and that nonconformity will be removed. The height of the proposed structure is 34 feet 2 inches. 35 feet is the limit. Engineering has advised us that a driveway permit may be necessary. There appear to have been some trees removed from the public right-of-way, which, just so note. The engineering also asks us to consider stormwater runoff and condition appropriately. The Board of Health has advised us the properties on the new Silver Beach sewer. Conservation Commission has no comment. Water Department requests an upgrade to 1-inch PE. Building Department, no comment. Planning Board, no comment. And we do have a letter from the wastewater superintendent, Amy Lowell, advising us that the new Silver Beach Sewer District limits bedrooms to 3. The plans appear to show 4 bedrooms, so it would not be in compliance with the sewer bylaw, and Mr. Clower will have to address that issue. There are no letters in opposition or support on file.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Duffy. Members of the board, for the record, Kevin Clower. I'm an attorney with Clower Law Firm here in Falmouth, and I'm before you tonight representing Tim and Kaylin Dennison, the owners of 123 Crystal Spring Avenue. I'm joined tonight by Kenny Kostka, who is the builder on this project. Tim and Kaylin couldn't be here. They're actually expecting their 3rd child at any moment. It could actually be this moment. The way I spoke to Tim earlier, he wasn't very focused on the hearing tonight, let's put it that way, which is understandable. They're seeking permission to raise and rebuild the existing non-conforming dwelling. So this property, 123 Crystal Spring, is located really in the center of New Silver Beach Avenue. We had another project at 83 just a few months ago at this point now. This is a dense, largely seasonal neighborhood. This particular lot is 10,450 square feet, which is actually very large for the area. It is the residential C zoning district, and it's not in a flood zone. So presently, there's a 3-bedroom, single-family dwelling with a footprint of just under 1,100 square feet. It is non-conforming to front yard setback, being 23.6, where 25 is required, but otherwise conforms to setback and lot coverage requirements. The applicants recently purchased this property. They're a young family, and as I've noted, a presently expanding family with the 3rd child imminent. They need more space, and the house needs significant repairs, cosmetically and structurally. Given the scope of the desired renovation, it makes most sense to raise and rebuild this structure. I should note that while they just purchased this property, Mrs. Dennison has grown up in New Silver Beach in the summer. She's been here for basically the entirety of her life. The applicant's proposal does not create any new dimensional nonconformities. It eliminates the only existing nonconformity, which is that front yard setback. It'll be improved from 23.6 feet to 25.2. It'll exceed all other setback requirements. The side yard setback to the east is 12 feet, the rear yard setback will be 32, and the side yard setback to the west will be 32 feet. The lot coverage by structure is increased to 23.3, but that is allowable by special permit. The lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking will increase, but it's 33.7, which is well below the 40% that's allowed. The proposed height will be 34 feet 2 inches. That's to the railing. The ridge itself is approximately 30 feet. We expect the board may want a height certification. We'd be happy to provide that, and for the board to include it as a condition if they see fit to approve this. Due to the existing nonconformity and the proposed lot coverage by structure, this requires a special permit pursuant to Section 240-10.2A and Section 240-11.3A4. Under 240-10.2A, pre-existing nonconforming structures may be changed by special permit, provided they're not substantially more detrimental than what exists. The board is asked to consider the standards of 240-12.1E and whether or not the alteration creates any new dimensional nonconformities, impairs views and vistas, and reasonably conforms to the neighborhood. In this case, there's no new nonconformity created. The only existing nonconformity is eliminated. It doesn't impact views and vistas, and as we will elaborate, it is consistent with the neighborhood. Under 240-11.3A4, lot coverage above 20% may be allowed by special permit, and the board's asked to consider the size and height of the structure in relation to the neighborhood, effects of shadow, impacts on views and vistas in public ways, and the effects of nitrogen on coastal embayments. In this case, there's no impact to views and vistas from public ways. While it is a public way, it is really a dirt road at this portion of Crystal Spring, and it's effectively a dead end just past this property. As to the size and fit of the neighborhood, we did submit a lot comparison worksheet for the nearby properties, looking at homes within a 300-foot radius. This is a large house relative to many of those properties, specifically in terms of gross floor area. However, it's also one of the larger lots. So relative to lot size, it's very much in character. The proposed lot coverage by structure is just slightly above the average for the neighborhood. It is similar in size to a number of homes that have been permitted by this board in this neighborhood and constructed within the last few years. Relative to the engineering referral, we have spoken with the tree warden, and that'll be addressed through the building process. And we did receive the referral from Ms. Lowell this weekend, earlier this week, rather. I provided a response to Ms. Lowell on, I believe, Monday evening, addressing her questions and concerns set forth therein. She noted that there's a number of rooms that could potentially be used as bedrooms. However, one element that's determinative for bedrooms is privacy. The standard with this board, and with Board of Health, has long been that a 4-foot cased opening eliminates the privacy, therefore making it not a bedroom. One of the other standards is that you can't have a bedroom off of a bedroom. You can't have to go through a bedroom to get to a bedroom. That inherently destroys the privacy there. So for those reasons, neither the bedroom office nor the closet in the master bedroom could be considered bedrooms. Based on that, there's only 3 proposed bedrooms. There's the master bedroom and the 2 on the second floor. Ms. Lowell was citing to the alternate method of determining bedroom count set forth in Title V, wherein above a certain point you count the total number of rooms and divide by 2, rounding down to get to a bedroom count. But that section goes on to say that the applicant can restrict to a fewer than is presumed. So in this case, even if you were to do a total room count and divide by 2 and round down, you get to 4 bedrooms. That's how I think Ms. Lowell got to that number. But what we're really proposing is 3 bedrooms. And we're asking for 3 bedrooms, and a condition of this board that it be 3 bedrooms serves as that restriction that would be allowed under the Title V definition. Beyond that, this meets the requirements of 240-12.1E. The site's adequate and suitable for the proposed use. It's a single-family use and will remain as such. There's no increase in the number of bedrooms. It is 3 bedrooms. It'll be proposed as 3 bedrooms, so there's no change in wastewater. There's no impact on traffic flow or safety. It's the same use as the present. The proposal improves the appearance and functionality, which is in character with the neighborhood and won't adversely impact views and vistas from public ways. And there are adequate utilities which service the property. There's no adverse effect on public services. The Dennison's proposal represents a significant improvement over the existing conditions for the applicants, eliminating the only existing nonconformity with no new dimensional nonconformity being created. There's no adverse effects that overbalance the benefits that I've outlined. In short, there's nothing about this proposal that is substantially more detrimental than the existing structure. I believe this meets all the requirements of 240-10.2A, 240-11.3A4, and 240-12.1E. I believe this board can and should grant the special permit, and I would ask that you do so, but I would, of course, be happy to address any questions that the board may have.
You want to start down that end?
Yeah, I actually was running late. I parked in your hedges, and I left my paperwork in the car. But when I went there yesterday afternoon, what struck me immediately was seems to be pushing the envelope a little bit. And then I only saw Amy's letter moments before I came here. I mean, we have a constant problem with people submitting things the last minute, but would it be possible for you to read that in its entirety?
I actually have a copy. I'd be happy to read that and my response to Ms. Lowell if you'd like, Mr. Finneran.
I actually would. The bedroom off the bedroom thing.
Sure.
Yeah, it pulls out a couple of shoehorns here.
Yep. So the email from Amy came in, it was Tuesday at 4:31 to Noreen. It says, "Hello, Noreen, thank you for reaching out to me. The property is connected to sewer with a gravity connection in the new Silver Beach sewer service area in which the town's bylaw limit the number of bedrooms to 3. According to Title V, where the total number of rooms for single-family dwellings exceeds 8, not including bathrooms, hallways, unfinished cellars, and unheated storage areas, the number of bedrooms presumed shall be calculated by dividing the total number of rooms by 2, then rounding down to the next lowest whole number. The plan shows 3 rooms labeled bedrooms, but a total of at least 8 rooms that are greater than 70 square feet and are not bathrooms, hallways, unfinished cellars, and unheated storage areas, and could be used as bedrooms. A study, 3 bedrooms, office, closet off of the master bedroom, family room on the top floor, and family room in the basement. It appears that this should be counted as at least a 4-bedroom house, which is therefore not in compliance with the town's new Silver Beach Sewer Service Area bylaw. Other notes, that the property owner's contractor needs to contact the DPW wastewater division to schedule the wastewater division to come to witness the cut and cap of the existing sewer connection before the existing home is demolished. And the property owner's representative will need to come to the DPW to apply for a sewer connection permit, providing a plan that shows the proposed new sewer connection to the house. Amy. So I received that from Ms. Stockman at 4:38 on Tuesday. At 5:54, I responded to both her and Ms. Lowell stating, and copying in Scott McGann as well. Hi, Amy. Noreen forwarded to me the referral that you provided to the zoning board relative to 123 Crystal Spring Avenue, and I would greatly appreciate a few moments to discuss it with you further at your convenience. Well, it's been my understanding that in sewered areas, we default to the definition of bedroom under the Title V regulations, being a room providing privacy intended primarily for sleeping and consisting of all the following: A, floor space of no less than 70 square feet; B, for new construction, a ceiling height of no less than 7 feet 3 inches; C, for existing houses and for mobile homes, a ceiling height of no less than 7 feet 0 inches; D, an electrical service and ventilation; and E, at least one window. I have never previously seen the alternate bedroom count utilized in a sewered area. One of the elements that determines whether a room is a bedroom is privacy. It's been the standard that if a room has not a door, but instead a 4-foot cased opening, that it's not considered to be private, and therefore not a bedroom. Another accepted practice is that a bedroom cannot be located off of another bedroom, as it would lack the requisite privacy. For example, neither the office nor the master closet, which can only be accessed through the master bedroom or bathroom, would be considered a bedroom for lack of privacy. And that a room accessed only by a stairway that is open with half walls to the area below would not be considered a bedroom. I've copied Scott McGann on this email, as he may be able to verify the information I've set forth herein as to his practices in determining the number of bedrooms under the Title V regulations. Under this methodology, there would only be 3 proposed bedrooms: the master bedroom and the 2 other bedrooms on the second floor. The office on the first floor has a 4-foot cased opening and lacks privacy from the living area. Neither the office nor the closet attached to the master bedroom would count, as they can only be accessed through the master bedroom. The storage area on the second floor is less than 70 square feet. The family room on the upper story is open to the stairs and floor below, thereby lacking privacy, and the basement level rooms lack adequate egress to be considered a bedroom. There are no windows. It's also worth noting that the alternate bedroom count methodology set forth in the Title V regulations goes on to state, the applicant may design a system using design flows for a smaller number of bedrooms than are presumed in this definition by granting to the approving authority a deed restriction limiting the number of bedrooms to the smaller number. A special permit decision issued by the Zoning Board of Appeals that contained a condition that the property be limited to 3 bedrooms would serve as that restriction, and the applicant would be agreeable to a separate recordable restriction to the same effect if need be. Relative to your other points, the applicant would be more than agreeable to include any of those as a condition of the decision. I hope that after your review, you'll agree with this assessment. I would be glad to discuss it with you further at your convenience.
You don't have me. Onward. I have to agree with Amy. I think it pushes the envelope a little too much. You know, I mean, I don't have anything further at the moment.
Could you pull up the front elevation? Do you have that?
Yep, I do.
Thank you. Just again, confirmatory to Mark's point, if we are, well, I guess from my perspective, we would have to, or we'd have to condition the 3 bedrooms. Or I would like to see the as-built for the height at we're at 34.2. And could you give us, or the board, a little more color on what's going on with the trees and the clearing of the trees?
So there were 2 trees specifically right here that are very much in what's going, hopefully, to be the driveway. Those were removed sometime over the past 15 months. I don't think anyone realized those were in the road layout. Again, it's a dirt road in this area. It's not real clear. I spoke with Jeremiah Pearson, the tree warden. We'll address that through the building permit process. There'll be a required planting of 1 or 2 trees to address it.
Thank you.
You all set, Scott?
Yes.
Frank?
Set?
You're all set?
Yeah.
I also have huge concerns with all these rooms that you're going to pretend aren't bedrooms.
Well, I think it's worth
In the
noting,
cellar, there's two, then there's a study, there's an office. I'll give you the one that's off the, how big is that master bedroom, including that extra room?
well,
I mean, I'd love to have an extra room in my master bedroom.
so what you see here is the master bedroom. There is an office here, and then there's a closet here. They're not bedrooms, Ms. Murphy. They're simply not. Those are, again, you can't have a bedroom that can only be accessed through another bedroom. It's
No, I'll give you that one. I just want to know, how big is that master bedroom?
24 by 8 by 17, less some, so
It's massive.
it's about probably around 350 square feet, just the bedroom itself.
And what's that little study next to it? I mean, storage next to that room that won't be a bedroom that says office?
Well,
What's that little storage
this,
area size?
it's a linen storage area.
Linen? What's the
Yeah,
size?
that's under 70 square feet over here.
Is it
How
70
much
square feet?
under?
It's probably 68 square feet. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't designed to try to skirt that rule. It's just, that's how big it ends up being.
Just asking.
Got no window either.
No windows.
No window.
I mean, I'd still throw my kid in a room with no window.
Perhaps a different story we should explore.
We could ask my kids, they'll tell you, they would probably agree. Anyway, I just have a real hard time with that. That's just me. Jim?
Couple concerns. Getting to, I think, some of the other board's concerns, it would make this a little easier for me. Why do you need a full bath on the ground, the basement floor, foundation floor? There's no residential dwelling living down there.
So again, just, it's 3 children. It's just an area where the children can be, with a bathroom down there. There's a utility room. There are no, well, there are, basement windows, which are,
I take no exception to a half bath, but
Yeah.
a full bath, and that's why I'm kind of
Yeah,
saying,
I
well,
mean-
this could be, speaks to the bedroom issue. The other thing that's a little concerning, I agree with your analysis. I don't consider the master closet or the bath to be clearly not bedrooms. I'd love a closet that big. That's fine. Clearly, I don't believe that to be. My concern is the office off the master bedroom. Yes, there are cased entrances, but lose the door there going out to the hallway. You have a legit office. I'm very concerned that that's just ripe for abuse there. That cased entrance could be closed up very quickly with California closets, and that would clearly become a bedroom at that point. So I think that the concerns of wastewater super are, if you could lose that door, it kind of puts my concerns to bed.
Still got another floor.
That's wide open, though. That's, I can't be conscious find that as,
I mean, this is like pushing it to the limit here.
I also think it's worth noting that, really, but for the porch, this wouldn't be above 20%. We are about 300 square feet over what constitutes 20% lot coverage. So, without that, this becomes effectively a by right project, which it seems silly to have them have to remove a porch and do the same project by right without having to go through this, when this can be allowed by this board. And really what we're talking about is the lot coverage.
And it's probably one of the largest lots in Silver Beach.
They're looking at, when I did the lot comparison worksheet, I think there were at least 6 or 7 that were within the radius that were the same size. It's basically a double lot, and there's a number of double lots in the area, including directly next door at 117.
Because there's a lot
I
of
was
like
going to say the one next to it.
4,000, 5,000, there's some small lots out there.
Yeah, most of them
Out there all the time.
Most of them are about
I was out there
5,000.
twice today.
Yeah, most of them are about 5,200 some odd square feet. This one's 10,400. It's double.
So that's, I mean, you got to compare it to your neighbors.
Let's move down to Tony.
I can't believe that I really like this house. I think it's quite an improvement. I agree with Mr. Morse that that family room basement window downstairs, particularly with that bath there, could be a problem, but would really make this into a bedroom is if that window, which I didn't have a chance to look up, there's no window schedule, is a fire escape window.
So in the, my understanding is that on the elevations, if we look, all the basement windows that we see are
That's all.
all the smaller,
So they're definitely not,
they're not egress
all right,
windows.
so not egress windows. The other question I have, and I think it's a beautiful house. The other question I have is why doesn't that third garage door constitute a third bay? I mean, how would you not constitute that as a third bay in an under 30,000 square foot lot?
I mean, if you wanted us to amend the application to include a third garage bay, we can do so. I've never understood why that needs a special permit.
Believe me, I think it's one of the more
Yeah.
foolish zoning bylaws we have, but it exists. And all I'm saying is if it looks like a third bay to me, I think that 12 feet is pretty narrow to turn around in for a car, but it just looks like a third bay.
So really, it's intended as access. You can, New Silver has quite a few golf carts. I don't know that they have a golf cart, but I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. That would be a great place to put a golf cart, but I don't think that would constitute a third garage bay the way we typically think of it. However, if you were more comfortable with me amending the application to include a request for a third garage bay, I could certainly do so.
I simply want to point it out to the board to consider that, and if there is an opportunity to amend it, then maybe that's just the way to deal with it, but the
It
board's
is-
going to make that decision.
It is under 900 square feet. The garage is 28 by 32 shown here, but you've got this mudroom cutout, so it ends up being less than 900 square feet, which is one of the thresholds for needing a
Is
special.
900, is that what it is? All right. It's just a question, I just wanted to bring it up for consideration. I think it's, my only concern was that downstairs room is a bedroom with that full bath there. The office itself, it's an easy fix if need be, but those were my only concerns.
When I first saw the plans, I thought it was a great layout, and, I see the concern for, multiple bedrooms, but, I'd love to have an office off my bedroom and a closet. I mean, I think we're saying they're gonna do something they have no intention of doing, making 4 bedrooms in this house. I get it's a lot of rooms and a lot of walls, but, and I understand maybe you do close that office door off. But I mean, I saw, when I first looked at these plans, I saw 3 bedrooms with a lot of cool features, a laundry room, a nice office. That's how I feel about this. I think it's, I drove through there, it is like one of the largest lots in that neighborhood. And if percentage-wise, it's staying consistent from what we allow. I think it fits. It is a big house, though.
Anybody have any further questions? Go ahead, Frank.
Can we just follow up on Mr. Petrucci's question about that third garage bay? Is that serviced by a driveway, or is there going to be lawn there?
No, that'll be lawn. It'll be accessed over this way. So it's really not even wide. Now, you wouldn't want to bring a car down this area.
But may I?
Yeah.
But the real issue is that it's the 900 square feet.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't have the bylaw directly in front of me, I have it in my bag, but it's, 900 square feet is one of the thresholds for needing a special permit for garage space. Because it says parking space more than 2 cars, if exceeding 900 square feet or goes on.
And going back to this, Mr. Haney just talked about that office. How would you solve that if the board believes that that could be a 4th bedroom? What are you proposing to solve that with? How?
So, the office off of the master bedroom. Yeah, I mean, we could remove the door from the hallway and just leave that open to the bedroom. Which I
It's
think,
a 2668 door, though.
well, no, I mean, close it, wall it off.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it would be a case, a 2668 versus
Not case it, wall it off,
a wall it off.
yes.
No access.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anybody else have any further questions up here? Everybody's good? Anybody from the public want to speak? Come on up, sir.
Thank you.
We need your name and address, please.
Paul Costello, 127 Crystal Spring, next door neighbor. I'm curious about this whole project, actually. Listen, I love to see the neighborhood advancing. It is not a dead end. It turns onto Milford Street, which was an abandoned project for the town a long time ago. But I grew up coming down to this area since '76. So I love seeing the neighborhood advance. Very proud of the builders coming to the area and the projects that truly advance the area. I found out about this hearing when I got a letter in the mail about the meeting taking place. So I was informed by a neighbor, and again, did a great job. I'm not taking sides here, but I just want to say, like, from my perspective, so the next house that you hit before the marsh is my house. It's an 1898 property that was the shack that the guys built, the guys that built the old Silver Beach Hotel, they lived in, and then he decided to make it his permanent home, and he built the house across the street, which, if you ever see it, right at the corner there, is the same style as the old Silver Beach Hotel. So I grew up coming to this area. I love this area, and I want to see the area advance. However, at the same time, I was informed by a neighbor of mine that the current owner of this property wanted to take down some of the trees on my property. That was the message. And yes, they have to go because they're the pines that have been riddled by, like, the beetles or whatever it is, and they got to go, and it would block a view. However, I've never met my neighbor, my new neighbor. I knew the Edwards for a long time, and the people that lived there, et cetera, through the years. But I've never met my new neighbor. I was informed through a neighbor of mine that he wanted to take some of the trees down. So we connected over text, and I said, yes, happy to talk with you. They've got to go. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and those trees have to go because they're falling down into my yard. However, it's a little strange as Bill Dinan on the backside of my property, one of my good friends and very involved with the town. They're down in Florida, checking on their house. And I said, did you hear anything about this? And he said, looks like they want to build something. It just feels a little strange, like, again, an area that I grew up in. Florence is, the general store, the tea room back in the day. It just, it feels a little strange that I haven't even heard from my neighbor that he wants to, they want to do this. And like I said, I'm just stating it as a neighbor. It feels, so again, if you look at the plot, could you bring up the plot line again? Just the overview. And I don't know the terminology here, but.
I want to stay by the mic. Yeah, there you go.
So this is my property right here, right? Like, I don't know, 24 feet, I don't know. I don't know if that's, in code. This is not my world.
10 feet.
Oh, well, that's fine then. That's great. Approved. No. Anyway, it's interesting that I'm hearing all of this through this hearing, and I guess I'm just curious about all the things. This is my first time in a meeting. I've watched some of these before, but this is my first time in a meeting like this. I'm curious. I support my neighbor when we get to meet, but it's all news for me. I'm just processing it, though. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Attorney Clower, we know you, we urge you to have these people go and speak to the neighbors all the time.
I understand, and, it's, oftentimes that does occur, sometimes it doesn't, and for a variety of reasons.
And that's how it feels.
I understand.
Not
I've
good.
received notices myself, and it's just unfortunately sometimes how these things work out. Hearing that the board, some of the board's comments, I think that we could make some revisions to the plans that would address some of the concerns. I don't anticipate we would need all that much time. So I would like to ask for a well, I'd like to hear more board discussion if you're so inclined. But at the end of this, my anticipation is I'll be requesting a continuation so we can look at the plans and maybe make some modifications.
I have comments.
Go ahead, Mark.
You know, the sewering was basically forced on this neighborhood. And they're all constricted to 3 bedrooms. Nothing that we've approved comes close to the scope of this. And I know we approve things questionably, almost weekly. I mean, how many gyms and libraries and whatever could you fit into a house?
Wrapping rooms.
Wrapping room, there are a few others, but I didn't grow up in that neighborhood, so I can't pull them off the top of my head, but this just pushes the envelope too far for me.
Yeah.
Knowing what the people in the neighborhood, you know, are restricted to. It's just, I almost want to use the word blatant. But it seems Mr. Clower might be willing to trim some of the edges off this, because I think it's absolutely necessary.
Scott, you have anything further?
Yeah, I think to your point, Attorney Clower, it'd be nice if you go back to the applicant and you heard the comments here, butters comments, and hopefully come back to us pretty quickly and belay our issues, hopefully. Thank you.
Frank, you okay?
Yes.
I'm on Team Mark. I really think it's pushing the buttons here. Glad to have you come back and open it up or whatever it takes. Anybody else have anything up here?
I just, I don't want to be negative, but I think the fact that he went ahead and removed the trees in the public way, and, you know, I'm not saying they're demonstrable evidence, but it's, when you encompass it all, I'm not comfortable.
Anybody else from the public before we continue this? You all set? You, okay. I just thought you were signaling, sorry. Everybody all set to, any further discussion?
Do you have a date you'd like to
Do you
continue
have a
to?
date for us?
January 8th of 26.
Quick.
So my only concern with that is with the holidays, I'm not sure we'll be able to get you the plans
Yeah, that's a
in
little too fast.
time. I would love to have it that night, but just know what the next 4 days look like for me. And I imagine,
Never mind, they're having the baby today.
in the matter of the baby, but, you know, put that aside.
The 15th is full, right? So that's 21st,
Okay.
22nd.
February 5th?
I can be
Every
available.
5.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to continue at the applicant's request this hearing to February 5th, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All set, everyone? All set.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none.
All right.
Continue to February 5th.
Look forward to being back before you with this soon.
Do not add to the trash pile. All right, next at bat, we have 08125, 5 Melrose.
Okay, we have application 081 of the year 2025, Marilyn A. McMillian, has applied to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a modification of the existing special permit pursuant to Section 240-10.2A of the Code of Falmouth to raise and rebuild the existing non-conforming detached garage with an accessory dwelling unit above. The property is at 5 Melrose Avenue in Falmouth. The zoning in this district is RC. There's no overlay district. The existing structure now is a single-family dwelling, 4-bedroom with a detached garage, total 2,253 square feet. The proposal is for a single-family dwelling, 3-bedroom with a detached garage, and 1-bedroom, total of 4. And the square footage will, with an ADU, or an accessory dwelling unit, the total square footage will be 2,248 square feet. There are a couple of special permits of record for this property. We have special permit 110 of the year 1998, which was a special permit for a basement under the building with a bulkhead. Special permit 125 of the year 2000, special permit for the garage, which conforms to setbacks. That's the garage that's proposed to be raised and rebuilt. And then we have special permit 62 of the year 2005, which was alteration and an addition to the single family, to the principal dwelling. The frontage, the lot is 7,306 square feet in a zoning district which currently requires 40,000 square feet. I didn't get the frontage because it didn't appear on the plan. Melrose Avenue is a public right-of-way. Lot coverage by structure as it exists is 30.83%. It's going to be decreased slightly to 30.77%. The limit is 20%, so it's non-conforming. The average in the neighborhood is 32.02%. Lot coverage by structure, parking, and paving is 42.4. It'll be decreased to 35.2%. The limit is 40, so that will conform. The house principal structure has 2 nonconformities. The street is 2.6 setback of 2.6 feet in a district that requires 25. The north boundary, the setback is 1.9 feet in a district which requires 10 feet. The height of the proposed structure is 21.6 feet, and the limit for an accessory structure in the district is 22 feet. Engineering has advised us that a driveway permit may be necessary, as there may be some alterations to the right-of-way involved. They've asked us to consider stormwater runoff and erosion and sediment control. Board of Health has no comment. Conservation, no comment. The Water Department has advised us that the ADU will require an independent water service. And there was a comment from the Planning Board which was withdrawn that had to do with historic district, apparently not appropriate. Building Department had no comment. We have one letter in support.
Thank you.
Glad I saw.
Did it just come in?
I don't know.
No, I think there's just one.
Is it only one? Okay. I thought I saw 2. There is 2, yeah.
There's 2?
Yeah.
Just came in, all right. Well, it's 2. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy, Madam Chair. Again, for the record, my name is Kevin Clower, and I'm before you tonight representing Marilyn McMillian, the owner of 5 Melrose Avenue. Reverend McMillian is here with us this evening, along with her son and daughter-in-law, and as well as Beatrice Bunker, the architect on this project, and Tom Bunker, BSS Design. Mrs. McMillian is applying for modification of the existing special permits on this site, which are special permit number 110-88, 125-00, and 62-05. Specifically, she's applying to raise and rebuild the existing garage in order to create a slightly larger garage with an ADU above. So 5 Melrose is located in the actual Heights part of Falmouth Heights. As this board knows, it is an incredibly dense, largely seasonal neighborhood. This particular lot is 7,306 square feet in the RC zoning district, and it's not located in the flood zone. The frontage here is 103 feet, Mr. Duffy, per your comment. Presently, there is a single-family dwelling with 4 bedrooms and a detached garage. The property is currently non-conforming. The front yard setback to the main house is 2.6, where 10 is required. The side yard setback to the north is 1.9, where 10 is required. Lot coverage by structure is 30.83, where 20 is allowed by right and up to 25 by special permit. And the lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking is 42.4%, where 40% is allowed. I'd like to go over some of the history of the site and the existing permits in order to better understand this application. So Reverend McMillian has owned this property since 1988, and she's seeking to make upgrades to it presently. Special permit 110-88 allowed for renovations to the rear portion of the home. Special permit 125-00 allowed for the construction of the detached garage. And special permit 62-05 allowed for alterations to the existing non-conforming main house. That decision noted that the lot coverage had been conforming at 28%, but was made non-conforming by a change to the bylaw in 2002, which reduced the as-of-right lot coverage from 35% to 20%. That special permit 62-05 allowed for an increase in lot coverage by structures to 31%, and we are again at 30.83% right now. So the applicant's now seeking to make modifications to the existing home, which will include removal of the existing decks and elimination of a bedroom in the main house, as well as raising and rebuilding the existing garage in order to expand the footprint, add habitable space above, which will be an accessory dwelling unit. Due to the elimination of the bedroom in the main house, there'll be no net increase in bedroom count, 3 in the main house, 1 in the ADU. The proposed renovations have no effect on the non-conforming setbacks. There's no change to the footprint of the main house in those areas. It improves the non-conforming lot coverage by structure slightly. It goes from 30.83 to 30.77%, which is a decrease of 5 square feet. It eliminates the non-conforming lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking, reducing it from 42.4% down to 35.2%. The ridge of the proposed garage, or an ADU, is 21 feet 7 inches. Mr. Duffy, I think you said that accessory dwellings are limited to 22 feet, which is correct, but under the recent guidance from the Attorney General's office, I believe that the town is viewing ADUs as no different than single-family homes, so it's allowed to be 35 feet by right, but we are at 21 feet 7 inches.
Okay.
Due to the existing nonconformities and the special permits, this requires a modification of those decisions and a special permit pursuant to 240-10.2A. Under that provision, pre-existing non-conforming structures may be changed by special permit, provided they're not substantially more detrimental than what exists. The board's asked to consider the standards of 240-12.1E on whether or not the alteration creates any new dimensional nonconformities, impairs views and vistas, and reasonably conforms to the neighborhood. This project meets all of those requirements. In this case, there's no new nonconformity created. There's no effect of views and vistas from public ways, and it is consistent with the neighborhood, as I will go on to elaborate. Though we did not include an application for special permit under 240-11.384 for lot coverage by structure in excess of 25%, because this proposal is over 25 existing and will remain over 25, I do want to review those requirements to show both compliance with those considerations and conformance with the neighborhood. So under that provision, we are showing no impacts to views and vistas in a public way, though the garage and ADU is larger than what exists. We're replacing the existing structure, and though taller, the house itself is not changing. The house itself is very much at the forefront of this site. There's no effect of nitrogen on coastal abatements. There's no change in number of bedrooms. And as to the size and fit with the neighborhood, we submitted a lot comparison worksheet looking at 40 properties within a 300-foot radius. As proposed, the lot coverage by structure is lower than the average, and the footprint and gross floor area are certainly not outliers to the neighborhood. The driver for the proposed alterations here is the ADU. Because the ADU is a by right use, the bird's purview is somewhat limited. So the question effectively becomes, is the change to the existing nonconformity, which is a reduction of lot coverage by structure, substantially more detrimental than what exists? I think the answer to that has to be it is not substantially more detrimental, and it is in fact an improvement. The project as proposed represents an improvement for the owners, adding useful habitable space in the form of an ADU. It slightly reduces the non-conforming lot coverage by structure, eliminates the non-conforming lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking, and beyond that, it meets the requirements of 240-12.1E. The site is adequate and suitable for the proposed use. It remains a single-family dwelling, same as at present. There's no increase in bedrooms, so there's no change to wastewater. There's no impact on traffic flow or safety. It's the same use as at present. and the proposal improves the appearance and functionality, being in character with the neighborhood, and won't adversely impact views and vistas from public ways. There are adequate utilities that service the site, and there's no adverse effects on public services. I believe we've demonstrated that this meets all the requirements of 240-10.2A and 12.18. I would ask the board grant the special permit, and I'm happy to address any questions that you may have at this time.
Should I start down that side? Let's change it up.
Start in the middle. That'll make it easy.
Let's start with you, Nick.
I'm good right now.
You're all set.
Yeah.
Tony?
What I think I just heard about ADUs by right, there's no differentiation between an ADU that stands alone and an ADU that sits on top of a garage. So if you have a garage with an ADU, you can go to 35 feet now?
That's my understanding. That's what I've been told by the planning department and the building department.
I don't know what the Attorney General says.
Well, that's the guidance they've received from the Attorney General's office. I haven't spoken to Ms. Campbell lately.
So you know you can call them up anytime. So
Direct line.
So that is the town's position now, that a ADU standalone can be 35 feet, max 35 feet. An ADU above a garage can be 35 feet, without any differentiation.
Correct.
But that's kind of a foolish thing, because
Have you seen our bylaw?
unfortunately, for 2.5 years, I've been trying to, understand the bylaw.
Foolish is how I make a living.
Remember the one we had on?
But I would point out, Mr. Petrucci, that the height is 21 feet 7 inches.
I just wanted to understand
That
that.
is what
because
has
it's
been
gonna come up
conveyed to me.
again.
That is what has been conveyed to me through many discussions with the planning department, with Ms. Stockman, with Mr. Street.
Yeah, I just need to catch up, I guess, on
Yeah,
that.
the state's stance is that these are effectively
Dwellings.
smaller, single-family dwellings, and therefore are entitled to the same dimensions as a single-family dwelling as far as height goes. So,
Remember the one we had on Courier Road?
Yeah.
It negated the enforcement?
I think it's a wonderful project. I have no other questions.
If you know, Attorney Clower, letters in support, are they immediate neighbors or abutters?
I believe one comes from this neighbor over here, and I'm not sure where the other one
One
came
came
from.
from California.
That's Harmson, so that would be over this way across Melrose.
Architecturally, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a very nice project. I think it improves functionality of the property. I can't say it's more detrimental. You're going down 5 square feet. It's de minimis, but that is less detrimental, so that's an improvement. So I have no reservations with this project. Thank you.
It doesn't need to be less detrimental, just not substantially
Not
more.
substantially more detrimental. A de minimis reduction is still a reduction, though, so, thank you. I think the addition of the pervious pavers and such will make a very nice aesthetic without dealing with stormwater, so. Mr. Bunker, well done.
Which they're already dealing with heavily on that street.
Yes.
Can you show me where the bedroom is that we're losing?
So, so we're showing 1, 2, 3 on the second floor right now, and 1 on the first floor. And what you're showing here is, so if we look.
Using one on the second floor.
Yeah, we're eliminating, yeah, so this becomes, this one here is eliminated as a bedroom.
So you're changing the door and everything?
Peters, do you want to speak to the? So I have existing here and proposed here.
Mrs. Bunker, the architect. What we're doing is, the existing stair that goes up is only 2 feet wide. So we're widening it to 3 feet to make it a conforming stair. And therefore, that bedroom number 1, the former bedroom number 1, is now being reduced and is by far less than 70 square feet because it's all under the roof line. And that will become the closet of the larger bedroom that we'll have, say, bedroom number 3.
Good.
Okay,
You okay?
I guess I'm buying that. Okay.
So you have to remember, too, that that's under a sloping roof. So much of that room is not
Bang your head.
remotely habitable in the sense that, it's, doesn't meet code for habitable space.
And did we sort out the paver problem?
A revised plan was submitted to the board last week. There was an email sent from the engineering department
Yeah.
saying that they were satisfied.
Okay.
I'll just follow up on that. Your plans show that you're removing the deck and you're removing the patio, and apparently replacing it with proposed pervious pavers.
Correct.
Now, is that part of your application, or are you just going to do that by right?
So that's part of the application. That's where the reduction in the lot coverage by structural paving and parking comes from, because the pervious pavers don't actually count towards the lot coverage. We gave the details of the pervious pavers to the engineering department, and they signed off on that.
All right, so it reduces your lot coverage by structure, but you actually...
By structure paving and parking.
By structure, parking, and paving, but you actually don't need a special permit to do it.
No, I don't believe so.
All right. And then the work inside, where the architect just testified, you're widening the staircase to the second floor and thus reducing the size of that extra room. That's totally interior.
It is. However, we have the
I
existing
know, but
special permits.
it's moving the bedroom to the accessory, but
Yeah.
that work itself can be done without the special permit.
Except for the fact we have existing special permits on the property, which
All right.
say, any changes to the property, any changes to the plans require approval from the board. So I think we're modifying an existing special permit. But yes, in the abstract, that would not require a special permit.
All right.
Thank you for the explanation on the bedroom. I'm glad it wasn't just a magic wand that was changing it, so I appreciate that. So, no further questions.
Other than to point out in your initial presentation, you stated that the setback from Melrose was 10 feet, and actually it's 25, but 2.5, but you did.
Either way, we're still cutting on.
Yeah, I understand, but you just did misspoke, and, I'll find any mistake, you know
That's
that.
okay.
We've spent a lot of time on this street in the last couple of years, there's been a lot of work here, and I'm familiar with the neighborhood anyway, and for some reason, I've always liked this house, and now I'm going to like it more.
And I thought the design of the garage was really, really attractive, the way it's built into the hill, so it takes advantage of the slope there.
Very nice lines.
One of your favorite neighborhoods.
Yeah.
This very much is
Perhaps
one of...
the nicest.
This very much is one of my favorite neighborhoods. If I hit the lottery and get to choose any house anywhere, it's going to probably be up around here.
Tom, did you do that? Good job. You did it? Good job.
Mrs. Bunker did.
Great. It really is. Good job.
This is the, I think Beatrice has done all the plans on this going back to 2000. right?
Wow. Good job. Yeah, it's good.
To the public?
The actual brains of the Bunker family.
Anybody else have any further questions up here before we go to the public? You all set down there, Nick? You good? Anybody from the public want to comment? Guess we're all set.
Zero.
Noreen, do you have anything?
I think the only note I put on my notes was the issue about steps being included in lot coverage or not.
I did see the note from, I think, Mr. Bunker about, oh, we're getting rid of the stairs because they count, and the granite stairs don't count. Yeah. Joke's on us on that one, isn't it?
Well, that's,
Say, that- I'm sorry, Madam Chair, point of interest, what was that about the stairs?
There was an email, I don't remember who it went to, that they're getting rid of the wooden stairs because they count towards structure
Lot coverage.
and lot coverage, and then they're putting in granite, because that doesn't count.
Well, we've had this discussion for
Yeah.
many times. When are
we
finally
never
gonna get this
resolved it,
straight?
though.
I also think more specifically, they were removing the deck.
Yeah.
The deck was substantial in size, that was being removed. And that was the point of Tom's email, or
So-
the portion of Tom's email that I captured and sent to Noreen.
I need a little clarity on this, because this is, again, more foolishness in
It
this
is
town.
such foolishness.
If you need stairs to get into a building by code, it's part of the building. It is not a landscape feature. If you want to take those grand stairs and move maybe a few feet away from the building, it's a nice landscape feature. How much more simple can we get for us in this town to understand that?
50 years of doing it the other way, I mean,
Well, I mean, it becomes just
you're
total
welcome to turn
foolishness
this
to do this.
ocean liner around.
So my question is, has that been counted into the reduction?
Yes.
Yes, it has.
And it's very small, but this really irks me, because it's just such a simple matter. Attach the house, you needed to get into the house, the building code requires stairs to get in the house, it's part of the house.
So respectfully, Mr. Petrucci, I would say, I understand your point, but that's not what the bylaw says, and to the extent that
Excuse me, what does the bylaw say?
So it doesn't say if it's attached, you count them, or if you need them, you count them. It just says landscaping features are not included as lot coverage by
But you
structure.
have to,
Stairs aren't a landscape.
stairs are not, it is
Come on
it's
now.
part of the building code. We have an architect here who's not going to speak on this subject, but stairs are part of the building code.
So that has not been, I know we've had this discussion a number of times. There's never been a resolution on this that I'm aware
We
of.
can make a resolution right now.
Well, what I would suggest is amend the bylaw.
Yeah.
But why not if there is a process by which you can go to the planning board, anyone can go to the planning board, and have this clearly spelled out in the bylaw, because as we've talked about, ambiguity is, well, it's where we make our
Well,
livings.
then we have, ambiguity means we have to use our discretion.
It is.
And our discretion should be, it's stairs.
I understand your
Have to
position, sir.
take history into it, and historically, it's been the other way.
Madam Chair, I don't want, I apologize, I don't want to keep going, but this is such foolishness that it just continues to astound me every time we hear it. I'll let it go for the moment.
I still think you should at least count it in its structure, in its lot coverage.
Well, we've discussed this, I know, Madam Chairman.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that if the board is going to take a very clear position on this, to count it, it needs to be, it should be noticed in an open meeting. We should request comments from anyone who's practicing before sending notice out to various architects to put the world on notice that, hey, by the way, going forward, we're going to consider this, that out of fairness. In the meantime, ambiguity is usually held against someone. In contract law, it's held against the person who made the contract. So I don't think it's unreasonable for Attorney Clower to hold it against, but to interpret it in favor of the ambiguity. But we're not noticed for that tonight, so.
But there's no contract here.
No, I understand.
This is law.
This is administrative law, and notice and opportunity to be heard is always a basic requirement before some type of resolution or statute's enacted or a rule published.
You are far more learned than I am, and we should follow your designs.
It's a valid
I
point.
think
We
if you want to
need to
do
have
anything
resolution
about
at
it,
some point.
Modify the bylaw.
Yeah, and it should be, and the lots are so small around here, we should give them a minimum. Anything beyond, 3 steps and 3 feet is an abuse. I mean, it's always been that way
You guys understand what
for,
we're wrestling with?
Yeah.
Wooden stairs count, but granite stairs, which are thicker and not porous and nothing, rain can't go through, don't count.
But
And
they're
the
not
issue,
attached to the
through you,
house.
Madam Chairman, is there no fault of the applicant.
No, it's not your
And Ms. Murphy,
project
I'd also
or
point out that a
anything, no.
4x4 landing doesn't count.
Right.
See, and somewhere that has to be modified into.
All right, so we'll just beat that drum like a million more times, right?
But we have to get it into a vote onto an agenda. at
No,
some point.
Jim had it right, exactly.
That's what he just said.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to close testimony, Madam Chairman.
Second that.
We have a motion to close. Any further discussion? You all set? You all set?
Yes.
Everyone down here? Frank, you good?
I'm
All those in favor of closing? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none?
Motion to approve with conditions.
Second.
All right.
Okay, we have a application for a special permit to raise and rebuild the existing garage and replace it with a new garage with a one-bedroom ADU on the second floor. Also involved is removal of the patio and deck, and one bedroom, replace it with a pervious paver patio, or pervious, Yeah, and then the removal of one bedroom from the house for credit, for the one bedroom added to the ADU in the garage. Under Section 240.10.2A for non-conforming structures, and this isn't, the principal structure here is non-conforming, alterations, reconstructions, changes to a single-family dwelling or an accessory structure thereto may be changed by special permit from the ZBA, provided the proposed structure, which in this case is the garage with the ADU, will not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, and we so find. For special permit considerations under Section 240.12.1E, we find that the site is adequate for the proposed use, the site is suitable for the proposed use, there's no evidence of impact, negative impact on traffic flow and safety, there's no evidence of negative impact on neighborhood visual character, views, and vistas, there's adequate sewage disposal, there's adequate utilities, and this will not affect the supply of affordable housing. We had 2 letters in support and no comments.
Do we need a finding as well, just referencing the previous special permits, because there are
Okay,
interior
fine.
things being done that we should just,
We're amending to the extent necessary previous special permits, including one, Mr. Clara will correct us here if I'm wrong, permit 110 of the year 98 or 88?
88.
It's 11088,
All right, 11088,
125, 2000.
125, 2000, and
6205.
2005.
Yeah.
and that the modifications are per the plans being submitted and approved by the board.
All right,
Thank you.
conditions. As-built,
For plans?
per plans, all boards. Construction hours, we'll probably end up doing police up there.
Decent amount of space in that driveway.
Is there? Oh, okay.
So it's 26 feet and it's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
wide.
there is, you're
I
right.
think they'll probably be able to keep things on site, but to the extent necessary, yes, of course.
What's the as-built for?
Lot coverage? No? No one's worried?
Yeah, lot
Oh,
coverage.
that's
lot
reasonable,
coverage.
that's reasonable.
Yeah. I'm the one that wrote it down, I don't,
No, it's very reasonable,
Yeah.
Right.
because of lot
They're all
coverage.
for.
yeah. Any other conditions?
We should also include the assessor to review the property so that they can confirm and correct the records that one bedroom has been removed from the main house and
Good one.
so that everything's properly assessed.
As well as if the accessory dwelling unit requires a separate address.
Engineering will
Yeah.
provide the address.
I think that was included in
Yeah.
the engineering referral.
Must have missed the line.
And do we need no other structures, right? We don't. Throw that in, I guess.
Kind of applied under per plan, but
Yeah,
Per plan, yeah. Yep.
I think we're good?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You guys all set to vote?
did I run over your cat, Tony?
What?
Did I run over your cat?
Yes.
You all set to vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
If you'll allow me a brief moment to be saccharine, I won't be back before the board before the end of the year. My job's okay. I don't always love it, but more days than not, it's good. But I enjoy this. I enjoy coming and representing clients in front of this board. I appreciate all the time and effort you guys put into it. I really value the relationship that we have, and I want to thank you for another year of letting me do this. So thank you.
No Christmas presents?
That is
Merry Christmas.
$50 limitation.
Can't get much anymore.
Have a good holiday.
Box of socks.
Good holidays to everybody.
I'll take it.
All right, moving on. We have minutes. Are we doing both?
Just the 4th.
Just the 4th?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion. Has everybody read the 4th?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of December 4th.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We'll do the other ones next year.
Yay.
Feels good, kind
How
of.
freaky do we can say that? Where does the time go?
All right, so then we have our request for an insubstantial change at 85 Brick Kiln. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Nick Marioni. I'm here representing the owners of 85 Brick Kiln LLC. the modification to the comprehensive permit to allow two things. First, the Department of Public Works, on the advice of other departments, changed the unit numbers on us after you issued the comprehensive permit. So we need to modify the comprehensive permit to correct those unit numbers, because they also are reflected in the regulatory agreement and all our affordable housing advertising. So to keep everything where nobody's getting confused, we need to amend those numbers. Secondly, well, let's deal with that first, if you'd like. All right, these were the old unit numbers given by DPW. He's afraid of confusion with Building I. So they changed the numbering, so there's no longer a Building I. That building now becomes J. J becomes K, K becomes L.
Except after C.
I know it sounds simple, but the comprehensive permit assigns unit numbers in yellow here to the affordable units. They now change based on what I requested in the application. So I ask you to work with me and change the comp permit to show that. The second thing we're looking for is,
Could you hold on one second? I guess procedurally, should we vote on one item?
Separately, yeah.
Separately, I think is,
Do you want to vote on the address change now?
yes.
I would.
I'll make a motion, Madam Chairman, that the board find the requested address change, 85 Brick Kiln Road LLC, permit 05824 and 05824M, is insubstantial pursuant and as defined in 760 CMR 56.05, and that it be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the address situation. That's it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none?
Good memory, Jim.
I did forget to go to the public, but I don't think I go to the public for this.
It's not a full hearing, Madam Chairman.
Okay. Continue.
okay,
Sorry.
moving right along, we also had approved, the board approved, to settle the appeal that we had, a three-car garage with two overhead doors and one walking door that would show a floor plan that looked very similar to this. We're asking we'll probably put this wall up anyway, because we're going to put tool room over here. But we're asking for, while the guys are in there.
What kind of room?
Tool. Put tools. This is for equipment storage and appliances and water heaters. But the
Screens.
tools that we'll be using, and when we're going to be repairing leaf blowers and what have you, to be a workbench,
I have to ask, why is this coming back after there was already negotiation?
because we think it's a good idea to add the bathroom.
Why didn't you bring it up in negotiation?
Don't know. We're bringing it up now because we think it's a good idea to bring it up and add a bathroom in there, so that when we have workers working there, number one, they have a bathroom to use, and we don't have to put a portage on there, or they don't have to leave the site just to go to the bathroom. Secondly, we thought it'd make a good management office where people can come in and meet with management, sign leases, extensions to leases, drop off their rents, get questions answered, bring in their maintenance requests, and get them addressed sooner than they would if they had to mail them or email them or call us and wait for a call back.
Anybody here recall any other project where we've allowed this, or where it's even been built?
This
And then
was
I have to go back to the first presentation where you informed us that this extra-large garage was needed because you wanted to store all his equipment from his other projects there. And I think this is an abuse of the lot coverage. We're in the business of permitting affordable housing. We're not in the business of permitting affordable offices for you to maintain your other developments on this location. And I think that's exactly what's going on, and you're not going to change my mind.
You may not change your mind, but at least to keep it open for a minute, because we did ask for a 5-car garage.
I know.
We agreed in the settlement.
Ask for a 26-car garage. You told us in the beginning what you intended to do with it, and I don't think your intentions have changed one bit. And again, you're getting extra lot coverage. You get all this to build affordable housing. You're asking us to permit you an affordable office, and you know damn well it's going to serve all your other properties too.
I'm asking you to make a concession and make this easier for the tenants, and we didn't ask for it last time, you're right, that's why we're here looking for an insubstantial change. If we asked for it last time, I wouldn't be here.
Nobody's ever asked
Dropped the ball
for
during
it.
the negotiations.
It wasn't a drop the ball, it was a new idea. I could come back
through
with
you,
a new
Madam
one.
Same old idea.
Hold on, Jim has a question.
Through you, Madam Chairman, I guess to Mr. Duffy, is that if this starts getting used as a commercial office space for properties not related, is that going to be considered, or would you consider that now a commercial use of the space that would be subject to enforcement, because it's not part of,
100%.
it's not part of this particular development?
Correct.
I think there's a good argument that could be made that it would be the case.
Yes.
Yeah, and-
I was prepared, by the way, to offer a motion that this be determined to be a substantial change when you come back for a hearing. And that's all we can do tonight. We can either say yes, or you come back for a hearing.
And if we say nothing, then it's automatically approved in 20
It's
days.
automatically approved, so we can't do
I
nothing.
like that. Frank.
I'll second that motion.
So I'll make the motion that we determine that this request is a substantial change. One, it's not mentioned in 760 CMR 56.074D as an insubstantial change, and also the chair can so find that this matter should have been originally presented to the board at the hearing or during mediation.
I'll second the motion. Unless it was already done, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, great idea. So, we have a,
No more
Motion and a
conversation?
second.
Is that what it is?
excuse me?
Am I still allowed to talk?
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so.
We have a
No,
motion.
actually,
We have a motion and a
floor.
second on the floor.
Yeah. You can save it for the hearing.
Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none.
So now my silence now.
Do you have a
or can I
date?
say something?
No?
It's over.
It's over.
January 8th.
Oh, January 8th.
January 8th?
Yeah, if I decide to challenge
Okay.
the ruling, January 8th.
We are not going to have time to get a notice out for January 8th.
Oh, so it won't be
I
January.
didn't want to come January 8th either.
The Feb 5 day again?
You could add them on to the 29th, but you may need a consent for the time, because our previous meetings, there's not going to be time to get the legal ads out to people
For January,
for the 8th or the 15th.
so 29 then? Yeah. Is that okay? 29? January 29? I think we have to vote on that, that's just when it's, will be put on the agenda. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, moving on. 3, discussion and possible vote on creating a negotiating subcommittee to coordinate with councils on 40B. I had
Should it be-
verbiage here.
And other litigation.
So, Madam Chairman, I don't know, and I would encourage just perhaps a little consensus, having not had real time to digest the memo that was submitted from town council, I wouldn't be prepared to act on any sort of motion tonight about forming a subcommittee. I would just ask that we might want to, I know that there's a lot of passion about this and that it's an important issue to the board, but I would like to make sure that we have, I'm making an informed decision on this before I delegate.
I think that's entirely reasonable. I, too, had no chance to read it, only,
So we'll just put it on January 8th?
No,
When?
I don't,
Next meeting?
I'm recused on the Wednesdays that night, so right now, I don't have to come to that meeting. And Mr. Morse is
I will be,
also recused on that, so he's not coming either.
So it's the meeting after that, okay.
Yeah.
15.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
I guess before we move on, in just reading the conclusion, I'm still a little confused of how town council got to the conclusion, and I'm not sure how we ask her to review her conclusion or not. How does that, how would that process take place, Noreen? Could she just,
actually-
she'll have more time to review it, I guess. This came out at 4:30 today.
Yeah, I guess
It was
what I-
confusing to me.
Yeah, I guess what I recommend is that if any individual board members have a question, that they call town council.
No, that's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
I mean, I don't know how she's going to further explain what she wrote.
We can relay it through you, and then
Send me an email, and I can forward it to her.
Essentially, we haven't dealt with this yet, so she can
Ask her to-
resubmit something if she feels it needs to be corrected.
Clarify the apparent inconsistencies between the paragraph that begins with the word lastly and the conclusion.
Right.
Been on the line.
The last paragraph doesn't line up, right? And she has plenty of time. Good for the
And
15th, so-
I'd like to know also, to cite, she's citing 30A, Section 18, which really does not prohibit us from doing this. At least I don't believe from reading it. And I don't understand. I'd like to have some clarification on how Section 18 of 30A prohibits us from doing this. Also, does the charter of this town prohibit us from doing it? Does anything in the bylaw prohibit us from doing it? In fact, the 40B handbook of March of 2017 actually encourages this sort of thing. So I'm confused because this is only citing MGL 30A, Section 18, and there are many aspects involved here.
Well, if there's a provision in general laws that applies, it wipes out anything in the bylaw.
right.
Then there's confusion. I'm concerned because there's confusion. There is a handbook put out by Mass Housing that actually allows this sort of thing. There is nothing that I can find, I'm not an attorney,
All right.
that allows, that says we can't do this.
Oh, maybe we could invite her to the meeting on the 15th?
Yeah.
And open the agenda, and she could perhaps answer questions.
I think if you get all your emails into her or through Noreen, maybe answers will come back and she won't have to.
Yeah,
come.
maybe we'll know by then it
Yeah.
won't be necessary.
I prefer the email process.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You have more time to digest
Yeah.
prior to walking in and try and do this in real time from at least
Just no
my
last,
perspective.
just no last minute thing. No more last minute.
Yeah, we got it at 4:30 and we're here at,
I would have gone through the regulation, try to compare it, and to make my point to the board,
Yeah.
if I had had time.
all right, so everybody get
Okay,
their
so the
emails
fifth-
in to Noreen.
Yep, emails in, and we'll do it on the 15th. All right with everybody?
Yep.
No vote on that. Board discussion? Anybody?
No?
Ooh, board updates. Ooh, zoning administrator updates.
So I guess the only thing I can think of to add for the board is that, as you are probably aware, the building department is using software called Permitize for their permitting, and it's anticipated that as of the top of January, the zoning board will also be accepting applications through Permitize as well.
Good luck.
Is that better?
Hope it goes okay.
Is that better for you guys, or?
We'll
I
find
guess
out.
it'll
We'll find
be
out.
interesting, yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a challenge because we have a lot of applicants that come through the zoning board one time only.
Yeah.
And if they're not represented, it might be a challenge for them to figure out how to do this electronically, so.
If you've ever had to use Permitize, it's going to be a lot of trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess,
Good luck to you.
I didn't look at the schedule going forward, so are we meeting the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd, right out of the blocks every week? Oh, okay.
Yes, we're off the 22nd, and we're booked for the 29th.
Thank you.
Now, is there going to be some kind of a note there that instructs the public if they have difficulty, they can still come to you guys?
You know, we're anticipating that we're still going to get foot traffic and that likely, you know, people who are represented will have people who know, who will be able to fill out applications through Permit Eyes, but
But I, for one, I like to see the public trying to do their own thing, but I also understand that it's sometimes a heavy lift for them, and, you know, I think the help should be there for them, because we certainly try, or at least I do.
You could even get more foot traffic, actually, at the beginning.
Yeah, Ashley does all the work anyway.
I should say, I'm really looking forward to 2026 now.
Oh, boy.
Is that it?
All right, so,
might win megabucks, in which case
Yeah, the world
someone else
changes.
will have to deal with it.
future agenda items.
Seeing none?
Seeing none.
See.
Our next meeting is next year,
Yay!
on January 8th at 6 PM.
Motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.
We have a
Second.
motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor?
Aye, aye, aye.